I'm sorry, we're not actors, so like I don't know how we're doing this. Are you the director?
Yeah.
You getting credit?
Oh, Brodie, you gotta stop doing that, man. Jeez. Anyway, welcome to the Gear Garage. Today we're doing an episode about a really fun topic. I'm here with my friend Brodie Sullivan. Welcome, Brodie.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the difference between pins and clips and oar locks. Kind of the everlasting debate. Do you, in this debate, well, first of all, if you're watching this and you don't know what a pin and clip is, an oar lock is, this is going to mean nothing to you. We're not going to talk about what they are. We're not going to demonstrate them. You can be entertained by us, but if you know what they are, cool. If not, this is going to be super boring. So, Brodie, do you have, on the oar lock versus pins and clip debate, do you have a side?
Yeah, I'm an Oar Locks guy myself.
100%?
100%.
Okay. Have you ever tried pins and clips?
Briefly.
Okay.
A little bit here and there.
Oh, what'd you think?
I mean, I could see the advantages of having pins and clips on certain rivers, but...
What are some advantages? I want to hear them from your mouth.
Well, your oar blade is fixed in a certain position, so if you have to let go of the oar and you grab it again, you know it's right back there in a spot of where you have power and your blade is... You're not going to have to think about where the position of your blade is. So.
Okay. Anything else?
Advantages?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I guess I could see the advantage if you're coming over a big drop and you got your oars shipped and you don't want to fall out of the back. But
That's definitely an advantage.
I mean, yeah, it's an advantage.
It holds you in the boat laterally.
So do your feet.
What? No, they don't.
Sure they do. You got a thwart or a kick bar right in front of you.
You do not always have a thwart or a kick bar. If you have a thwart or a kick bar, that helps. But you don't always have that, right?
I guess not always, but...
What are the... So knowing the advantages and the superiority of pins and clips, tell me now why you think that oar locks are better.
Oar locks are better because I grew up rowing on oar locks.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. That's what you learned on.
Exactly, yeah. For me, using open oar locks, I like being able to feather.
Why?
Just because I can cut through the water, I have quicker strokes. So whereas pins and clips, you're doing these big long strokes. You have to get the blade completely out of the water.
You don't have to do that with oar locks?
No.
You row, then twist it and push it.
You push, roll your hands forward, and then come back.
And
on that recovery, the blade is cutting through the water.
Your oar's under the water the whole time.
No, it doesn't have to be, but it can.
Okay, I've never done that. That's an advanced technique I haven't tried yet. What about oar rights?
I like oar rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think oar rights are great.
And so when would you put oar rights on?
I would put oar rights on any situation where I'm running maybe a difficult Class 5 stretch of water.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here I'm going to give you my quick thoughts. I learned about pins and clips, so I'm defensive about pins and clips. But I use them all. Like I'm cool with all of them. If we're running like a Class 3, maybe there's a couple Class 4 overnight trip, open oar locks are cool. If you start doing harder rivers, then you start thinking about putting the oar rights on just to have that like the blade being, and not have to think about one more spin.
Yeah.
I call them spinnies because they spin in your hand. One less thing to think about on harder water. And then if you're like a Class 5 NAR guide, then you run pins and clips.
Yeah, I could see that. Cherry Creek.
Yeah. I mean, most guys in Cherry Creek run pins and clips, so that's a testament right there. Real Class 5 is the kind of pins and clip world. If you were to go run some real Class 5, which you do, would you want pins and clips, or are you just like, I don't really want to deal with it?
I think it really depends on the stretch. I think if I was on something like Cherry Creek, I'm running pins and clips or oar rights.
Okay.
But something maybe like the Upper Scott, the Cal Salmon, open oar locks all day.
And okay, here's my other question. Is it, I don't get this part, because you're making it harder by running open oar locks. Is it, wait, hold on, just stay with me. Is it because you like the feel of the spinny blades and being in touch with the water? Or is it some macho thing that's like, it's like supping. I'm going to sup this river to make it harder. I'm going to run open oar locks to make it harder, and I'm a man because I run open oar locks.
No, quite honestly, because I grew up on open oar locks, I find that getting into a boat with pins and clips makes it harder for me, just because I'm so used to the open oar locks.
Okay, you really actually like them for everything. You're not doing it because you're like, and when you have the stopper, you know how you have the stopper?
Yep.
I noticed you like run your oar away from the stopper too. That's ultimate freedom. but it's also harder.
I really don't think so, though. I think it's harder for anybody who's used to running pins and clips. For anybody who grew up running open oar locks, it's easier.
Okay. Would you ever try pins and clips for like 6 months to see if you can be converted? Or does this sound torturous?
It sounds torturous, but I'd probably give it a whirl.
Okay. Here's my take. I run pins and clips. That's what I learned. I use forever. I like them. I'm used to them. When on the road with the middle fork at normal flows, I wouldn't want pins and clips. Like I like my spinning oars. I don't mind them at all. I can't imagine not having the stoppers. That's crazy to me. Watching you do that, I don't know how you. Okay, you're rowing, and you have twisties, and you have this to think about. It's a lot to think about at once. So that's above my ability.
Yeah, but what's great is that, like I said, and I keep saying this over and over again, but when you grow up rowing on open oar locks, you're not thinking about that.
It's just automatic. Okay. But so I like it for like the class 3 for multi-days.
Okay, but why not run what you're used to?
Pins and clips?
On class 3 or middle fork
Yeah, here's why. This is my problem. Because everybody else runs oar locks. So if I bring my pins and clips, I have to switch it all out, do the whole thing. And then if I want to switch boats with somebody, that's not going to happen. So I'm like committed to that boat the whole time, which isn't a good thing as a guide.
No.
So I use whatever to use this, right? I've learned to use it. I like oar locks, but only like high water middle fork, like 6 feet on the middle fork, 7 feet. Then I throw my pins and clips on because that's what I want. Last year on the middle fork at 6.5 feet though, I did the little oar rights, the flippy up oar right things, because I wanted to know where my blade was so I could just pull really hard. And to my surprise, I actually used it for the first day and then pulled it out the whole time. I used spinnies the whole time. So I was shocked by that because I had a choice.
Yeah.
And I still like the spinnies. So spinnies. I mean, they're spinnies. That's what I call them. Like
totally.
even today on the water, like today we did the click-a-tat. It's a pretty continuous river. I wish they weren't spinning on me. You know, you probably like that, but I was like, it's one more thing to think about.
I do, because I'm so used to rolling my wrist forward that when I have a fixed blade and I'm trying to roll my wrist forward every time I'm trying to push, it starts to get a little bit painful towards the end of the day.
The twisting.
No, the not
twisting.
Twist.
Oh. So the other thing to bring up on the same topic is we the two of us taught a rowing class last week to this really nice woman, Audrey, and her wrists were getting tired by the end of the first day. And so we gave her oar rights, and her second day was way better. And so I think that like there's a muscle thing, or there's just like people who don't row all the time or aren't used to it. It's a lot to have the spinnies on her wrists were getting tired. And I think a lot of people would like oar rights for that.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is like, I know that the best catarafters in the world, like the people who are running the gnarliest stuff, like not like even harder than North Fork of the Payette, they all run oar rights, but they have an elastic band from the oar tower to the top of the oar, so they get the best of both worlds. The oar rights keep the oar steady when they need a quick pull, and then when they get thrown out the back, as we talked about, the elastic bands keep them in.
Okay.
Because one thing I don't like about spinnies is if you fall at the back, the oars don't stop you.
Yeah, they're going with you.
You do, like when you're rowing, I see a lot of people rowing and they'll let go of their oars and grab their frame, and that's bad form.
Yeah. Never let go of your oars.
Yeah. But if you're falling at the back, your oars aren't keeping you in either.
What if you have oar leashes?
Does it help?
I mean, eventually it's going to catch.
I mean, kind of. And that's another problem with oar locks. First of all, oar locks are like, I don't know, they're Sumerian technology that like from thousands of years ago. I'm making all this up, by the way. They're old technology. You literally, here's the technology. Take an oar, put it in a thing, bend the thing over a little bit. This isn't rocket science, right?
Yeah.
It's been around for a long time. Pins and clips is like 1970s. It's 20th century technology. So I would think in 2018 there would be some perfect system other than just like a little cupboard they sit in and they're slightly bent over.
Simple is better sometimes, though.
Here's the other thing I was thinking about today. I think that you're making it harder on yourself by having spinnies, but would you ever think about not having to think up over and bringing it up to add that extra element of danger?
So it pops easier? Yeah. Oh, man.
Just to test yourself, like, hey, guys, not only did I run it with spinnies, but also had it like totally open
Open
Oar
Oar
Locks.
Locks.
So
And
it
no
comes
Oar
out.
leashes.
And no Oar leashes. That would be a challenge.
Yeah.
Like if you came back as I ran the Illinois at 1500, that'd be cool. But I ran it with wide open Oar Locks, no leashes. I'd be super impressed. Kind of like supping. If you supping the Illinois is kind of like running true open Oar Locks in Illinois.
Okay.
It's a true challenge.
Yeah, and I think that anybody that has good oar management can pull that off, no problem.
Do you think so? Mm-hmm. Do you have good oar management?
I do.
Let's see you do it. Let's do it.
All right.
I'll do it with you. Yeah, the other thing I've done, I've tried, it's interesting if you have this thoughts about pins and clips and oar locks, is try one pin and clip, one oar lock. It's mind-blowing. It's pretty fascinating, actually. Trying to like see how the differences are. It's a way to learn about the differences. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, anything else to add?
I mean, I think that it's all completely situational. The river that you're running, if you're a beginner, start with oar rates. You know, if you're into that, maybe try out the pins and clips. Yeah, but I think it's all just a preference thing. Really, like what you grew up on and what you're most comfortable with is probably what you should stick with.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's like California boaters tend to use pins and clips that they learned on.
Yep.
And I think that people are super defensive of what they learned on and they know, so they like get argumentative about it. Mm-hmm. I was hoping we'd get more argumentative about it.
We could have.
We tried.
Yeah.
We tried. Cool. Do you want to do that thing where you like poof away?
Sounds good.
All right. Poof away. Damn, that's cool. Anyway, that's another episode of Gear Garage. If you have, this is a highly controversial topic. If you have anything interesting to add, leave a comment in the comment section below. You probably think that I'm right about pins and clips and Brodie's wrong about oar locks. And please, if you do, put a comment below. That's it. Thanks, and see you next time.